please like and subscribe.
Welcome back to another Crypto Bros
And a Holly Girl.
podcast, number 98.
Woohoo!
98.
Yeah, so number 98. Before we get started, there's a couple things that we need to talk about before we add any filler or we have the normal fun that we normally have. So all over the news recently, as of yesterday afternoon, was the shooting of President Trump. And so we thought we would open this up by talking about that a little bit. And does anybody want to start that conversation? Kind of maybe the emotions that you were going through, what you noticed, what you saw, anything along those lines?
I think for me, it was shock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just feel like we're in a day and age that things like this shouldn't happen anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like I think the last president that was attempted was Reagan. And how many years ago was that?
Early 80s.
All time,
Yeah. I am disappointed and disgusted. I have no words. Like, regardless what side of the fence you sit on, this is not okay. It's just not okay. So I don't know. I'm just really disappointed.
I would take that to the next step too, of the reactions to what happened are not okay for the most part too. I've seen different things, and I'm not even going to get into them all because everybody's seen the same stuff out there. But I've seen people, going extreme, what we'll call the left, and extreme to the right. There has been a group of people, in my mind, in my opinion, that for many, many years, decades even, that have been trying to divide the American people. That's their goal. If you and I are fighting against one another, then we don't pay attention to what's actually happening. And with that being said, they're doing a really good job of it, because when we have things like this that happened yesterday, in this assassination attempt, there is people that are praising it and people that are horrified by it. And I would just say that we've got to do better. Like, you do have extremists on both sides. I mean, we'll always be honest on this program. That's one thing we'll always do. There are extremists on both sides. But my heart tells me that a good 80 to 90% of the people are somewhere in the middle. And they don't have problems with each other based on skin color, based on gender, based on all these different things that we have divided ourselves up by. And it's just sad to see what it has turned into. And honestly, I just think that we need to look through all the BS that we're being fed. We are being fed this daily in media, whether it be social media, whether it be, national news, maybe local news, whatever it may be, wherever we're getting that, we're just being fed garbage. And eventually, you keep getting fed garbage, you're going to get garbage out.
True.
And I think that we have to do it takes each individual, which will turn into groups, to someday overcome that. But I think we just got to do a better job than what we've been doing. Obviously, I feel like that's like a super obvious point, but I'm with you, Holly. I was shocked. I actually got the breaking news from DFS Mafia.
Yeah.
On Twitter. That's where I saw it first. We were actually playing poker, and all of a sudden, Greg and Caleb we were together with another group of guys, and I just looked down and I was like, Trump's been shot. And I think everybody's first reaction was, Donald Trump? Like, this can't be real.
Yeah.
So we went and turned the channel on the TV because we were watching a baseball game or something. I don't remember what it was. And sure enough, and it just kind of changed the whole trajectory of the day.
Yeah. We were in our group chat, our barbershop group chat, and I don't know, we were talking about something completely different. And all of a sudden Rudy was like, did Trump get shot? And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then all you had to do is go to Twitter, and everybody and their, moms were tweeting about it. And it was like, holy shit. And then I turned on the news, and the news was so far behind Twitter, so you might as well just watch Twitter
It
because
really was. That was
it
insane.
was like I was getting more updates off Twitter by
Yeah.
far than what, you know, any of the news stations were telling us. So there was so much going, you know, back and forth with, you know, there was some reports that said there was 8 to 10 shots fired and nobody got hit. Like we didn't hear that anybody was injured for the longest time. And then, you know, you're watching the video, Trump goes down and all the people behind him, you would think they would be scattered. And they just all sitting there like, what the hell? And so I'm like, wait a minute. But then, like, it came out that there was 3 of them, that 1 actually died and 2 were in critical condition.
Yeah.
You know, my heart goes out to them, to their families. I just can't even imagine being in a situation like that and being there. I just, to me, it should be, I was shocked enough sitting at my house and hearing about it, let alone could you imagine being there? I just, it doesn't only go out to like the victims involved, but just the people that were there that had to go through that. And that's traumatizing. I know I would be traumatized. I don't know if I would ever go to any rally ever again.
Money have to take into account too. You know, I've seen different things from different people saying, you know, why didn't they all just start running? Why didn't they do this and do that? Nobody knows what they're going to do until they're put in that position.
No,
some people don't even know what gunfire actually sounds like.
Well,
yeah, they were processing it.
More of you know, from what we saw from the TV, it sounded almost like a BB gun. And so it wasn't as loud as I would, I guess, expect, but I wasn't there. I'm just hearing it from, you know, a back of a TV screen. So,
well, let me tell you, as a guy that does some long distance shooting from time to time, if you are closer to the target, the bullet travels faster than that sound does. A lot of times you don't even realize it till after the sound. So you know, they're probably hearing it about the same time that he's reacting to it. And everybody's kind of like, what's going on? But you know, we can't judge the people that were there. Nobody knows exactly, unless you've been in that situation like that, unless you're a veteran, unless you have been trained or whatever that looks like. Nobody knows what they would do in those situations.
That is very true.
I would also say, go ahead, Holly.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, you know, John made a good point. The shooter was only 20 years old.
Yeah.
Like at 20 years old, I don't know what was going through his head. And I can't even imagine the hate and the anger to be able to do that at 20 years old. Why? I don't, you have a whole life ahead of you. And now you don't.
I don't think any of that stuff. Yeah. I don't think any of that stuff's ever going to make sense to a rational person.
You know what I don't understand though, is we don't know much, right? Like they haven't said much about who he is, what, like, I at least from what I've seen, I have seen that he was like a very young person being 20 years old, but I don't even remember seeing a name, like his name behind that. Not that it matters, but
I saw it only on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I also have not been around the media at all this morning either, until basically 10 minutes ago. So
it's hard. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, but you know, there's misinformation when it comes to reporting, whether it be on Twitter or mainstream media. You know, I saw videos of them saying they're hauling the shooter out. Come to find out, that wasn't an innocent bystander. That wasn't the shooter. Know, the shooter was on a building, but the first video we got of the quote unquote shooter was not the shooter. So we always need to push pause for a second, make sure we have the facts before we just start reacting to things. And not just this situation, but in life in general. You know, too many times we're so quick to jump to that conclusion and into action, and we don't even have all the facts.
I just think, you know, Donald Trump is very, very lucky. And I feel like a lot of us are lucky that was watching that live, because had it been an inch, 2 inches, we would have saw a catastrophe, like even worse. Like I can't even, that was enough for me to be like, I don't want to watch this anymore. This is, I can't look at this anymore. But could you imagine what we would have saw had it
It would have
landed
changed the
like
world.
on-
Well,
Yeah.
have you ever seen the original of JFK?
No, I don't want to.
You don't want to,
No.
Mm-mm.
and that's probably what a lot of people saw.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I
It's
know we have
horrible.
some vets that are in the comment section, and you know, I had the opportunity to talk to some of them personally. That's not something that it's not like the movies. Okay, if that would have happened on live television, we would be living in a very different world than what we live in now.
Yeah.
Even though that was startling and that was probably changes the course in a lot of different ways that we don't even understand.
Yeah.
If that would have actually happened, it would have completely been something different. We would be in a different world this morning when we woke up. So I just have to say, and guys, if we want to keep talking about it, that's great. I mean, and we're all about talking about whatever we need to be talking about. But my prayers just go out to those families. My
Yeah.
prayers go out to those people that were there, the people that had to witness those sort of things. I mean, there's images of people that tried to help, you know, in bloodstained shirts and just things like that. We should be better than that as a society, and we need to quit letting the mainstream media or whatever it is that's dividing us. And I think we're going to get into that a little bit more later in this show, but we like to be more lighthearted on this show, right? I mean, that's just kind of our nature. All four of us, we're just kind of lighthearted. We don't take a whole lot of things very serious. But today it just felt like it needed to start a little different than normal. And hopefully people that watch that understand where we're coming from. We are not necessarily your late breaking news, but I do think we represent a % of the population and their opinions. And I think that people can come in here and share their thoughts on the comment section, and kind of get some of those things out there, and just, you know, sometimes just talking about it is a good way to start helping with the healing. And we definitely will be keeping an eye on what's coming up. And, you know, without some of the things that we have seen, with the way that, you know, all four of us are Americans, not necessarily everybody that watches this is an American. But there are freedoms that we just take for granted. There just are, because we're just used to it. You know, people get persecuted for crazy things in other countries that we don't get persecuted for. But we have got to start taking those things serious, and we've got to make sure that as human beings, even before American citizens, that we start treating each other with a level of respect and dignity.
Yeah.
We don't have to see eye to eye on everything, but we've got to at least start with treating people with a level of respect and dignity. So anyways, I don't really know how to segment out of that to get into some more lighthearted conversation, because
Right.
that is who we are. And guys, let me just say one more thing. I want to say this out loud. You can hate me for saying this. You can, whatever that is, it doesn't matter to me. But I personally believe that Jesus Christ is the creator and sustainer of this world. And as long as that is true, then those things that we see on TV that happened yesterday and different things that may happen in the future, they matter. But I still know who's got this. I still know who is in charge of this, and it's going to be okay. So I needed to throw that out there. So
Yeah.
Let's go with the most super awkward, like throw it down a different transitional area ever.
You really want awkward?
No, Greg, you save that for later.
No twerking
Well,
for you, Greg.
We fed Greg
Noel.
a cup of coffee yesterday, and the whole day just turned upside down
Yeah.
after that. So
He wasn't gonna let me have coffee at first.
no, I told him no, he's not allowed to have
You tell me
coffee
no.
in my house. So no, Greg, did you have something awkward you wanted to talk about? Let me get on the mute button.
Oh no. Meg brought up the Challenger,
Yeah.
I've never heard of, like, I don't know what that
the
is.
space shuttle that blew
The
up.
space
Especially-
shuttle
Oh,
exploding.
yes. Okay, duh.
Yeah.
I did not see that live.
Okay.
I was little.
It happened when I was in school. I was like in third grade.
Yeah.
Nine?
I mean, I might have seen it live, but I don't remember.
I know I was in elementary school. I don't
We're in
remember what grade it
elementary,
was.
but yeah.
I remember walking home, and
Or
after school programs we normally watch were on TV. We were all mad.
Yeah.
You were mad because you couldn't watch the challenge.
Yeah. So I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Have you guys seen the new movie Roadhouse?
Nope.
No.
Have you seen the original movie Roadhouse?
No.
Well, this question is dumb then. So I cannot believe that you have not seen the original movie Roadhouse. What is
I
wrong
have
with you guys?
not. I don't.
The Patrick Swayze. It's a bar.
I
Sam
know.
Elliott.
I've heard so much about it, but no.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Well, Caleb.
So did the new movie? Is it out in theaters or is it like on a streaming service?
I saw it on Amazon. I saw it on Amazon Video. I was just gonna say, and I thought this would be a conversation because I thought you guys were a lot cooler than apparently you are.
Wow.
Maybe we're
But
just
I thought they did a pretty good job with it. It was a little bit corny, but the story was there was enough tie-ins to the old one where there was some nostalgia to it there. But it was its own show. I actually really liked the first half of it more than the second half of it. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal's character was kind of funny, just how calm he was with everything that was going on around him. But then the second half, of course, any action movie nowadays gets pretty unrealistic pretty fast. But yeah, I guess it's all in all. I'll just share you my review since nobody's seen it. And now I guess everybody that's watching knows we don't really go over what we're about to talk about before we shoot the podcast. So,
nope.
I got two more things. Do you guys know what Captcha is?
Captcha, yeah.
Captcha, what is it, Greg?
It's like it proves that you're a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where you have to like read the thing and then you got to type it out to prove you're not a robot.
Not a robot.
Anti-bot, yeah. So I was gonna say anti-bot.
Am I the only one that can't read those things?
Yeah.
No.
So here I am.
Holy yes.
You're a robot.
Hey, no.
Sorry.
Some of them are different than others.
Oh, I've never. I mean, the ones that I do have a problem with are the ones you have to select all the lights in the pictures.
No, I would rather do that.
You don't do that?
No, I would rather do those.
Oh, see, and I'd rather read it like the H675. Yeah, like easy.
Okay, let me tell you a story. I am trying to get onto the Zach Discord. Okay. I'm not a huge Discord guy, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to get on there. I'm going to check out what it is.
Now I know what you're talking about. That one is terrible.
So it is a box and it has gray letters in the background and then like green letters with lines through them on the front. So I try to type in all the letters. Nope, that doesn't work. So I try to type in the gray letters.
You're not
Well,
allowed.
I can't hardly see the gray letters, so I'm typing in the wrong letters, I think.
Josh,
Then I'm trying to type in the green letters, but they have a line through them. So some of the letters, I don't even know what the letter it is. I'm just guessing. It took me 3 days to get into the Zach Discord this week.
3 days?
Yes, I
You
started.
could have reached out for help, Josh.
No, I was too prideful.
No,
You should have called
so
Rudy.
that's funny that you had that because when I first got into that one, into Zach, it was like name something, and it was like the new moon, the phase moon, the something moon, and I'm like, I don't know what this is, and so I tried like 2 of them, and then I got kicked out. And it said for me to come back. And so I went back in there, and then it was the gray and green, and it was chaos. And it took me a couple of tries. It was not easy.
Oh, yeah.
Maria had the same problem, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is
it's a little difficult. I'm not sure. Let's see. Rudy said, "Hey, watch out! I built that down." Damn it. We're gonna have to get with Rudy and try to figure out.
Called him for help.
I almost went to her, but I was too prideful because here's where I was at with it. I was like, I bet 22-year-old Josh would have been able to figure this thing out, but not almost 50-year-old Josh. I'm telling you guys, I was struggling with it. I thought I have got to be the dumbest human being trying to get into the Discord. I can see all the people to the right that are already in it. And I'm like, I'm just not that smart. Maybe.
So
Caleb,
I'm
you have
going
these
to push
troubles?
a little pause because, so as you guys know, we did Family Feud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I have a question that I want to ask the viewers. If you
Is
want
it giveaway
to
time?
It is giveaway time. I'm going to do it randomly throughout our thing. We have 3 questions that I'm going to do, and this is for 500 Zach. So the first person who answers the number 1 answer is going to win 500 Zach, and I'll reach out to you via Twitter. So hopefully we follow each other.
Now, Holly, just to clarify, this is actually one of the questions from the space yesterday, right?
Yeah, from the
So
space.
if you were in the space, you should already know.
That is correct.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So the number one answer for this one: name something a vampire might say he or she wants for Christmas. Let's see if who answers this first.
Who remembers?
We need the
Name
Jeopardy
something
music.
a vampire says he or she wants for Christmas. Yep.
There it is.
Well, got it, John. If you
There
can,
we go.
Blood.
There you go. It is blood.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you for the sound effect. Blood is the number one
Blood.
answer.
Blood. Castle's a good one.
I
Turn it
don't
around.
know what your handle is on
Turn it
Twitter.
around.
Can you put it on here and I'll DM you so I can get your wallet address?
Yeah, and if you don't want to put it on here, you could always just DM us on Twitter, and
Yeah.
then we'll get it to you. But yeah, so congratulations on that. That's something that Holly was going to start doing.
Yay!
Bravo.
I don't know if
bravo.
we can go full-fledged announcement on some of the things that are coming up, but there's going to be some tie-ins to the Family Feud space and this podcast moving forward. So
Oh, Fangs was number 2. I didn't think Fangs was on there. I was like, that's a good one. That is number 2.
yeah, and was
Yeah.
Castle on there? I can't remember. I know it was part of the discussion.
So it was Blood is number 1, Fangs is number 2, a new coffin, sunglasses or sunscreen,
Yeah.
and a new cape.
There you
So
go.
it's actually
But Castle was a good one.
Yeah.
the cape one. I don't think I would have got. I was actually washing my truck while I was listening to it on my earphones. So
You know, it was
good times.
Fridays.
Turn around,
if
Bright
you
Eyes.
guys weren't
Turn
able to
around.
join, Fridays was so much fun. I laughed so hard. It was like out of control.
So I'm in my driveway washing my truck with my little earphones in. They're way smaller than these, and they're wireless, so you can't tell that I have earphones in. And at one point, I was laughing really loud while I was washing my truck, so much so that my dog came over to see if everything was okay.
Oh my
And then people that were walking down the street saw me too, and I think they were wondering too. So
I know who this John is. That makes me super happy. Sorry, I just found him
Oh,
on
yeah.
Twitter. And I was like, oh, duh, it's this John. So that makes me really happy. Yay.
now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Congratulations, John.
You know what? John is actually the
Johnny.
one that created the Zach logo.
hmm
Oh,
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
Yes.
actually why I was trying to get into the Zach Discord, because I wanted to see all the other ones, because I was like a week late, but I wanted to check them out. So
Josh.
there's some really good ones in there.
There was really good ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Josh, you know that Captcha has a button where it'll read it aloud to you.
This one, I didn't see that button. I looked for that button. I didn't see
Oh,
it.
really?
Maybe it was there, but I didn't see it. So
Oh.
I'm gonna blame Rudy.
Oh,
There we go.
wow.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Rudy under the bus.
We'll go with that one.
Yeah.
Dang.
Hey,
Bam.
last thing for this segment that I wanted to say. So there are times, and this is going back to a little bit more serious, but I think it needs to be put out there, and you guys will know where I'm going with this once I get there. But there are times when we meet people on this space that I don't know, they kind of touch our lives in different ways, and some people have a little bit more of a soft spot than other people, and that's just, nothing against the other people. It's just how it is. Yeah. So, we've met a lot of really, really cool people. And I actually have had the pleasure, I know Holly, for the record, Caleb and Greg are on Twitter. They're just not on as much as Holly and I are, which is cool. But I know Holly and I have had the pleasure of meeting this individual through X. I keep calling it Twitter, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
His name is Kenny. And anybody that knows Kenny knows that he's super genuine. Man, sorry.
Yeah,
Try
I
not to get
can't. I'm
emotional,
having a hard
Okay.
time.
He's going through a lot of the same stuff that my mom went through. So it touches me a little bit different. But he's super genuine. He's always rooting for everyone. He never asks for anything. The guy is going through a lot. He's put it out on X, so I don't feel bad sharing it here. His terminal cancer. And the doctors have sent him home, and that he's not going to make it. And I reached out to him on X through DM, and just wanted to chat with him for a while. And I told him at the end that we would be willing to do whatever he needed and for help, whatever it would be. And he didn't ask for anything. He just said that he appreciated it, and that he was grateful, and that he was still rooting for everybody. Said he would love to have a conversation, but it's actually so bad right now that he can't talk. So I told him, I said, at the very, very least that I can do that on our next podcast, I got to give you a huge shout out. So, Kenny, this is your shout out. We are rooting for you. I meant it when I said it. I know these guys will have my back in this. If there's anything that we can do for you, please let us know. We are willing. We just don't always know what that is. We've said that before. We've had very few people take us up on that, but please let us know if you need anything. In the meantime, I personally will be praying for you, and we love you. And I just wanted to say that family is a huge thing for the four of us. Hopefully that comes through our podcast. Family isn't just for the four of us. Our family is getting bigger and bigger daily. And we love that. But things like this hurt even more whenever it's people that we care about. So, guys, does anybody else have anything to say about that? I had to get that shout out to Kenny.
Wow.
Holly.
Yeah. Oh, you're muted, Holly.
Holly, you muted yourself.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Kenny never asks for anything,
Mm-mm.
but he's always the first one to try to give something. I mean, when we played Family Feud, he was like, I'll send you, all the winnings. And I'm like, no, that's okay. You keep it for yourself. Like, I'll send the winnings. This is, so it's just, Kenny is the day I talked to him was the day I fell in love with Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
He is a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And judging by the comments, Holly, there are a lot of people out there that are willing to have Kenny's back too. So he said he was going to be here live. I don't see his name out there. I hope he watches this later. But Kenny, reach out. There are a lot of people in the comments that love you, and a lot of people that are out there that are even watching this live right now that have your back. So just let us know what that is. So let us know what that is.
Yeah, we're all praying for you.
Yeah, sometimes life isn't all about laughs, right? It's not all about smiles. Sometimes we got to hurt a little bit to know what we need to be appreciating and things like that. So,
Yep.
Sorry, Holly, I didn't mean to make you cry.
Love every moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to give it to him. He shows up every day still, and I know he doesn't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I know he doesn't, but he does. I mean, even with Family Feud, he enjoys just listening, but when Kenny would play with us, it would just be that much more fun. And he doesn't even have the energy to do that. So it's just, my heart just hurts for him.
Yeah.
But, I'm just grateful that we got to meet him at least.
Mm-hmm. I think it actually was Family Feud that it was where I actually was first introduced to Kenny, because it wasn't just through like things that were typed out on a keyboard. It was through the inflection in his voice, and just, just how you get a lot of personality out of the way somebody speaks. Yeah. And I'm like you, Holly, soft spot in my heart for him for sure. So yeah. And so with that being said, we love you. We're rooting for you. You just let us know if you need anything.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Go right into it. Son.
Yeah. He
You're
set you
low.
up, Holly. He set you up.
He really did. Okay, so today I am actually highlighting one of my absolute favorite people. Yes, I know I say that a lot, but this one he's my brother. And so you put something out today, Josh, that really just hit.
Is it your turn to make me cry?
Yeah. it hits. I saw it and I knew, I had somebody else that I was going to highlight, and I'm like, no, this is going to be a next week thing because this just hits home for all of us, and at least it should.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is the one. So today, our favorite bro tweeted out, there has been a lot of hate and a lot of love, a lot of division and a lot of solidarity, a lot of fear and a lot of courage, a lot of accusations and a lot of accommodations. This day has been a lot of things for a lot of people. We're all human beings with more in common than we often admit. It's time we come together for the greater good. We need to stop hating others based on our opinions and instead have actual conversations. It is time to stop pointing fingers. We do not need to agree on everything to treat others civilly. We each and we can. I'm like struggling. I'm so sorry. We can and we must do better. Please love one another, care for one another, and treat one another the same way we would for ourselves and our loved ones. I, for one, will start with the man I see in the mirror. I love you guys, and there's nothing you can do about it.
There you go.
That one just, I was like, he's good with words. I'm not. So this is so perfect. It just hits every point on how we should be treating each other. And we need it more now than we ever have. I mean, we have in the last several years.
Somewhere along the line, we got to the point where if you don't agree with me, then I have to hate you. And I don't understand that. My brain can't let that function. Those wires don't connect in my brain. It used to be, let's have a conversation about it. Let's educate each other on whatever issue we're talking about. And then I'll make up my opinion and you make up your opinion based on facts. And then if we don't agree, we can still be friends, right? But somewhere along the line, it got to the point, well, I feel like, and that was the end of the conversation. That wasn't the beginning of the conversation. That just ended it. And we got to get back to where we can start talking to one another again. My first reaction to a lot of things that happened yesterday was anger. Because one, I don't want to see anybody get hurt, right? Even people that I don't necessarily care that much for. Like I see so far away from what they see that it's like, oh yeah, okay, we're just not really going to be friends. But we can coexist. And yesterday proved there's a lot of people, some people out there that don't feel that same way. And I think it's time that we get back. And that's where that came from. So
yes,
I appreciate you, you doing that. I just had to, I don't know. Sometimes I just had to get my voice out there where normally I'll respond with gifts. Like I don't say good morning to Holly ever on our good morning treat. I just send her some sassy gif about something. Somehow it's tied into what she said about. Sometimes it's stretch, but it ties in there somewhere. But yesterday I just felt like I had to get that out. So
yeah.
Thank
and
you.
Meg said, I enjoy being around people who don't agree with me. And I am actually the same exact way because there's no way you can learn without having somebody else that, doesn't think the same way you do. I feel like that's the best people to learn from. I mean, whether or not they're right or wrong, you get a different perspective of what other people may be feeling or thinking. And that to me is how you understand. I don't know.
I have to love people that don't agree with me because most people don't agree with me.
Right.
That's true, Greg. That is true.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah,
I don't have a choice, but I do love
friends.
everybody. I can honestly say I don't know that there's anybody that I hate. Truly, there's people I don't want to be around, but I don't hate anyone.
Yes, there's people that I would prefer not to be around, and I have the choice not to because if we were around, we wouldn't get along. So I don't want to go there. Don't make me grouchy.
Come
on.
Don't ruin my day. Yeah, no, I mean, anybody that's being honest with themselves know that we all have, as individuals, we have room to grow, and as a society, we have a lot of room to grow. But I also, you cannot let me word this correctly. You cannot convince me that we are so different as what the mainstream would have you tell us we are. I do not believe that we are as that far apart in our opinions and our love for one another, that I feel like the mainstream media has got us to where they want us to start boxing each other. And most of us don't feel that way. You know, I mean, go interact anywhere. Like I'll run up to Kansas City, do different things and that, all different towards types of groups of people. They have no hate towards me. I have no hate towards them. And we coexist and we get along. But that's not what it's being portrayed as. So, yeah.
And Maria, you are right. There is no room for hate.
Oops, I clicked the wrong one because there we go.
There shouldn't be any room for hate.
No. You know, I would hope that hate would leave your heart as fast as it got there. Because a lot of times, sometimes things happen to you and your first reaction is anger, right? Like, oh, it's kind of that fight or flight. Like you're in a steak and fight, you got to get angry. You got to, you know, the adrenaline starts pumping. But at the same time, I would hope it would leave as fast as it entered. And then we could have that conversation and move on. So,
yes. All right. We have another question. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Number one answer. The first one to get it wins. John, you can't win twice.
Sorry, John.
All right. We need the number one answer. Name something that happens when you can't stop laughing. That one should be easy.
Short. Oh, that was your answer last time.
Yeah, that's what he answered last time.
Yeah.
He's still stuck on the one about flushing what fish is hardest to flush down the toilet or something like that.
That side ache is actually number 4. P is number 2.
Oh.
We still have not got the number.
John knows it.
I know.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's let John answer it, and he can give it to somebody else that's in the.
Oh, there you go.
In the comments, John, go ahead and give us the answer.
We have like what?
The pressure's on now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of delay.
Fart. So the funniest thing is that is number 6. However, somebody did say that during Family Feud. And I was looking and I'm like, no, that's like, yes, John, yes. That's right. But they, somebody said fart and I was like, no, this isn't on there. And so I went to the next person and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Blow air biscuits.
Yeah, Maria got it. That's what the answer. Oops. Yeah.
Hey, Caleb said LOL.
Yeah, he did. He keeps typing faster than I can click on the deals. Yeah, air biscuits.
Air biscuits. That was the number 6. But John, you can pick anybody from that's in here to send 500 Zach to. I will send it to them. So whoever you want to pick.
Ooh.
While he decides that, we'll move on to Caleb's choice.
All right.
It's time for Caleb's choice.
His choice. His rules.
All right. With this hot summer weather, I was looking around for food challenges.
This more season again.
There's a food challenge in Tampa, Florida, the Hampton Chocolate Factory. It's a 5-pound soft serve ice cream cone. If you eat it in 10 minutes, it's free. Could you guys do that?
Hell no.
I would get a brain freeze.
Would you try it?
No.
But that's 5 freaking pounds.
I would not try it.
I would try it.
I wouldn't want to get sick. No, I want to enjoy the ice cream.
To the Hampton Chocolate Factory?
Are you going to eat 5 pounds of soft serve?
No, I'm just going to eat ice cream.
Oh.
What's the reward again?
Free cone.
Free ice cream.
It's free.
You get free
You don't have to pay
5
for it.
pounds that you're about to throw up in.
Yeah, like
that's
for a year.
just going to come right back out.
It's coming out one of those orifices. I don't know which one, but it's going to be bad.
He's nuts.
I think it was close to like $40
my response.
if you don't eat it.
It's $40.
I think it's like $40. $30.
So I had a soft served ice cream yesterday from McDonald's, and I couldn't even eat all that, and it's small.
Well, you're just practicing. You're warming up.
I'm just
Mark,
practicing. No
keep
big
going.
deal.
Wow.
You know what? I bet I could, Caleb. I bet I
Yeah.
could do it after eating a hot chip,
There you go. Yeah.
and then you could do
One
it.
chip challenge and then
The
a
one
5-pound
chip
ice cream
challenge,
cone.
because that when
yeah.
we did the one chip challenge, I was shoveling
Yeah.
like a whole pint of ice cream at a time, and not one time did I get a brain freeze. So
That is
because-
true.
yeah,
I've never seen anybody eat as much ice cream as you ate on the day we did the one chip
Yeah.
challenge.
So if I can
It's like
eat the one chip
fist 'em.
challenge and then eat the 5 pounds, I think I could do it. I think I could do it. I'll be
That's-
sick for the next week, but
Oh,
That's a
we can go
lot
there.
of soft serve.
Yeah.
that's a lot. Yeah.
So John picked his winner, Holly. Pick Maria.
Okay. That works.
Here we go.
Just want to make sure we got that out there. So congratulations to Maria.
Yes. And plus, she said air biscuits
Yeah.
like before everybody else. So that deserves a win.
Yeah. That's just funny to me that you didn't know that the air biscuit. I wouldn't have. I mean,
It
I would have
didn't
had to really think about it, but
yeah. Because I was like reading them and I'm like, no, fart's not on there. And then it just like clicked all of a sudden. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
shoot, hold on. You actually are right.
yeah.
$1.52. Now we're talking.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's more.
What?
Yeah.
Custard with different than soft serve. It's so good. Oh, yeah, custard. It's kind of
custard,
like what
yes.
they have at Culver's. Do you guys
Yeah.
have Culver's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have Andes?
No.
Oh,
Oh. I
I'm
got a
sorry.
reward for
Your
that
life
one.
is not as good as
Do you
ours.
guys have Bahama Bucks?
No.
Okay. That's
Fuck it.
amazing because
It's
it's
got 2 words.
Bahama Bucks is like shaved ice snow cone. And you can
Ah.
even get ice cream in it. And when you mix it, holy crap, it's really good. It is really, really good.
Mm.
That sounds good.
I've never
Yeah.
even heard of that. Like,
Me
we're not
neither.
cool enough to even know what
I
that
know
is.
it's in California. And then they brought it to Phoenix. It's not like a real big chain yet.
Hmm.
But yeah, because it's only, you know what? No, there's one in Tucson and Phoenix. So yeah,
Okay.
it's great.
So,
All right.
yeah, Caleb's next
Yeah,
question
what is
before.
Dev Hour?
What?
What?
Jay asked, do you know when the Dev Hour is today? What's that?
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Me neither.
Devour, you mean? Like you're going to devour some ice cream?
No, I think he's talking about devs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Caleb, before you ask this next question, I hope you're prepared for people to give you a hard time.
I hate
I
you.
knew it.
I freaking
Jay
can't
Squirrel.
with you.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
I'm hungry because I'm asking to eat pizza. Is I saw that someone doing a pizza challenge and he was eating it backwards. He's eating the crust first. So I
Huh.
just wonder how do you guys eat pizza? What's the best way?
Okay. Crust first every time if there's cheese in the crust.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I'm
no, not crust
completely
first.
opposite.
Throw away
I
the
just
crust.
eat it the regular way. But what if it's a square?
Oh, that's the best kind. I was gonna say. You eat that thing
Yeah.
like a taco.
Just
Yeah,
fold
like-
it up and eat it.
Well, New York style
Matt
pizza,
knows.
like actual. See, that's what I'll fold New York's pizza because it's giant.
Mhm.
Oh, but it's super flat. So when you fold it in half, you get a good bite. But yeah, other than regular pizza, it's just normal, even stuffed crust. And a
What's normal
square,
for you?
like, huh?
What's normal for you?
She takes the whole thing.
And just
No,
all
turns
pizza?
I don't know. I don't know how to say it.
She eats it from the
without
bottom.
sounding
Yeah.
crazy, but, like,
Yeah.
the pointy
The
part.
pointy part, yeah.
Pointy part first.
The
Yeah.
pointy part. That's what I like.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
Next question.
All right.
Oh,
What
shit.
would your pitch be to get on an alien spaceship? What are you going to tell the aliens to get yourself abducted?
Just freaking me. I ask them almost every day in my backyard. Where are you? I'm over here. Come get me.
My
Nothing.
bitch.
Nothing. Well, you got to change
What?
it. Then.
Is that
You need
real?
A different pitch.
Do you really ask them every day to come take you?
Damn near.
Oh,
Because, like, we'll be hanging out with the dogs and on the back porch, and I'm just looking in the sky, and I'm like, there's random, planes or
Asking
helicopters.
aliens to take you
Come
away.
get me.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, if
That's
this is
life.
Jason, come and get me.
Anunnaki. Mm.
Yeah, true.
I would dress up in my Star Trek outfit and just say, "Beam me up."
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a pitch for it. I don't want to go.
Oh my gosh, I do. I have all kinds of theories. Like, I don't think that the people who, have been abducted and how they say, oh, we've been probed, all this stuff. I think they're trying to keep them alive in their aircraft and wherever they take them.
Yeah.
And that's why they have to be probed and all that stuff, because we don't breathe or whatever the same. I want to know.
That doesn't sound like a good time.
Or maybe
you have to just go with it. You're scared, of course, but they're not trying to kill you.
How about this?
trying to get your
How about
genetics.
How about I just vouch for you and Greg? I'll just vouch for you two. I'll try to talk him into taking you guys.
Yes.
All right.
So I can't
Well, they don't want you to know what's going on. They gotta keep you sedated. Take me if you don't rate me.
Oh my goodness, that might get us banned. Shit.
You're not sure you can say that word out loud on YouTube.
No, I don't know either. We might have to bleep that out.
It's live. I can't bleep it out.
And we're shut down.
All right, Hollis question before we get shut off, taken off the air.
What is the worst job you have ever had?
Worst.
Yeah. I'll go. So
Okay.
one of my not my very first job. Like when I first moved to Flagstaff, I got a job at Chick-fil-A. Hated it because I was like the little grunt worker because I was there the newest. I had to mop. I had to clean the dining room, the bathrooms.
Was it
That
your
is
pleasure?
not the job for me. It is hard work.
Oh
It is hard work. It's not my fave. I worked there for 2 weeks and I was out. Mm-hmm. And
So
you no longer wanted Chick-fil-A anymore either. Like you smell it enough, you're not going to eat it anymore. And that is the truth. I didn't eat Chick-fil-A for a long time after I worked
Did you have
there.
to say it's my pleasure? Or whatever.
No,
they say?
which is so weird. So that wasn't a thing because I was, how old was I? I was 16. So like this was years and years and years ago. They weren't nice and friendly, or they didn't train you to be nice and friendly like they do now.
Okay.
Yeah.
They weren't nice and friendly back then.
I mean, it's nothing. No, because now like the kids that work there or the people that work there, they have to go through like a special training on how to greet a customer, how to, say goodbye to a customer. And it's my pleasure. They have to actually get trained to do that. It is part of the job now, whereas before it was not. Because I never went through that training.
So mine is similar to that. So I'll tell mine real fast. I worked at Taco Bell when I was in college for an hour.
For an hour?
Yeah, and then I left.
Wow.
So I clocked in, and my first job was to take the trash out, which whatever, I'm not above that. And then I did that while nobody else did anything. My second job was to, I think, clean the bathrooms, which I had experience in that when I worked at Walmart in high school. I used to do that. So I did that while no one did anything. And my second job was to clean all the gum out from underneath all the tables, which I thought was like something you did daily until I got underneath there and realized, hey, nobody cleaned the gum out from underneath the tables in like 10 years.
Oh, yuck.
So I got up and said, I'm not doing it. They said, well, then you don't have a job here. I said, okay. I started to walk out the door. She said, well, you can't just take your shirt. So I took my shirt off, threw it over the counter, walked out of my car without a shirt on, and drove home. I was like, I'm not doing this. So.
In your experience, I do want to know, since you clean bathrooms as well, who
I already know the answer.
The dirtiest bathroom?
Women.
Why? I cannot wrap my brain around that. And I'm telling you, for the 2 weeks that I actually had to clean, I am so disappointed in women because I know with me, like I'm very much a clean person. Like, I can't even fathom peeing on the floor or like I don't know what these women are doing in those bathrooms.
They're not sitting on the seat.
But they were
No.
probably 2 to 3 times worse than the men's, and that
At
is
least
insanity to me.
I
Insanity.
would have women that worked at Walmart with me that would see me pushing the cart towards the bathroom and go, "I'm sorry, you have to do this today."
See,
and
but
I knew right then it was horrible.
yeah,
It would take me, if it took me an hour to clean the bathrooms at Walmart, it would take me probably 50 of those minutes was in the women's bathroom, 10 minutes in the men's.
but see, and Maria says it's because we don't sit on the toilet. Yes, however,
But
if
you can throw your trash away.
Right, it's so much more than just pee on the toilet seat. Like, it's so much more, and I don't understand it, and I'm disappointed in women. Please get it together.
We got to do, you got to do better.
You got to do better, girls.
But I will say it was a great motivator as a high school kid cleaning the women's bathroom at Walmart to decide to do something better with my life than do that for the rest of my life because it was horrid.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's still to this day shocking, but it is true. I can't believe us women sometimes. We need to get it together.
all right, Caleb, what's yours?
Mine's working at Bob Evans. I worked there for about 3 hours. I did all the training videos, and then they put me in the kitchen to help cook, and the cook left to get for his lunch break, and I had they didn't train me anything in the kitchen. So I started getting orders in, and I just walked out the back door and went home. I was just like, I'm done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy. At least I stuck mine out for 2 weeks. You guys are hours.
Wow.
It was
They
1
didn't train
hour.
me.
I didn't even go back
Wow.
for the paycheck. They called me and said,
Oh,
"Do you
yeah.
have a check here?" I was like, "You can keep it. I don't."
For your
I don't need
45 minutes that you
Yeah,
actually
Yeah.
Wow.
And back then it was probably like a $6 an hour job. I was like, "You can keep the $6."
$6. You'd be lucky. When I first started working, it was $5.15.
Well, that's what it was when I first started working in high school, but this was in college, so it would have been 4 or 5
okay.
years later. But
Yeah.
whatever minimum wage was, that's what Taco Bell pays. Okay, it was, and back
No.
then it was bad.
You know what though? Taco Bell and McDonald's and fast food places are actually starting to pay more.
Yeah, and so are we as consumers.
Yeah, my daughter worked at McDonald's. That was her very first job. She wanted to do it. She applied, got her the job all on her own, which good for her. I was proud of her. She was making 16 freaking dollars an hour. I was like, are you kidding me? But I actually made her quit because they wanted her to do an overnight job. And where the lobby is
As a
only
teenager?
4 hours. As in school.
Oh
And
yeah, no. As a
She
parent,
was
you got to
like,
step
I
in
can't
there.
do this, and they,
Thanks, Jay.
Melly said, I'm not able to go in and do the overnight. I'll, do any other shift, but I can't do this. Her manager texted her back and said, well, if this is, this is going to be a penalty on as a no-show, all this stuff. And Melly said, well, my mom says I have to quit because I did. I said,
Yeah.
you are quitting. First off, she's a girl. Second of all, she was 17 at the time. And
Yeah.
third of all, she had school in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but my 17-year-old is not going to work overnight in a lobby that's 24 hours. Nothing
lobby's
good
open?
happens. Yes.
Oh, okay,
nothing
yeah.
good happens from midnight to 4 a.m.
As a parent,
Sorry.
you got to step in there.
Yeah,
You
I
have
sure
to.
did.
Yeah.
You're out of here. You're done.
Wow.
You're not working anymore.
So I have a question before Greg answers. Does anybody know why Jay's comment is blue?
Yes.
Why
Why?
does it say $1.99? Get him. Got him.
Because we're have
Did
we
he?
let the cat out of the bag yet?
What
No.
are we talking about? Let it out of the bag.
Because
Let-
we're monetized now, and he was basically doing a super chat kind of thing,
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Thanks, Jay. I don't know what that is.
kind of like tipping.
Oh, well then thanks.
Yeah,
I'm just
That's
saying,
I said
why is
thanks,
this?
Jay?
Well, I
That's
saw
why I
that
said-
and it's like bright blue and I don't even know what that means. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I got.
thanks, Jay.
Oh, Sorry, Josh, I didn't know you really didn't know. I thought you were like building it
Oh
up.
no, I mean I know we're monetized, but I thought that just came through from ads and stuff. I didn't realize people could send us money.
you
Thanks,
guys,
Matt.
stop it.
Okay, that's yeah. You don't have to do that. Thank you very much, but you don't have
All right,
to do that.
It's twerking
Robert,
time,
you're
Matt.
just
Greg's gonna
Ready?
start twerking.
Ready?
Yeah.
Watch out, watch out.
Nope.
No.
What happened to him?
I took him off the
What?
stage.
I was gonna say what?
Do you know? Speaking of that in YouTube and their funny stuff, do you know that the twerking time video got taken down because it was? I had to fight it with YouTube. Now we won and they put it back up, but that's why that YouTube short only has like 20 views. It's because it got flagged and got taken down, and I had to dispute it with them.
But why?
Because I think the AI thought that there was somebody twerking on there or whatever when they didn't actually watch it.
You do what? All right, there's gonna be a twerking short.
Whoa.
Matt.
But however, did you see TikTok? Like we had like
Yes.
700 views on that.
We're still learning.
video.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, but also they also TikTok did the one that we know we haven't given him a shout out. Our boy.
My name's Mike D, and I'm about to get money.
I know every time I'm like,
Trump and Biden. He had to dispute that one too because they said it was original content. It was like, you didn't even watch it then because it's 100% original content.
right.
You guys are
Greg, is yours a
Oh
restaurant?
my gosh, stop it. You guys,
Yeah.
stop it.
Thanks. Thank you guys. They really want that twerking video.
yeah, apparently that's good for the sport.
Wow.
Greg, you answer the question. What's the worst job you've ever had?
Wow, I'll tell you, I've lasted long. I don't think I've quit under 2 or 3 months on any job.
You're
So
better
you
than
guys
me.
are all like 1, 2 hours, 2 weeks. But my worst job probably was working at Mazio's delivering
It is all
pizza.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting paid
The
$2
food industry
something
is
an
not
hour
good.
because you get tips.
Yeah.
And then they try to make me work in the kitchen so I couldn't deliver, making $2 something an hour, which was illegal.
Mhm.
And I had an ex-felon as an assistant manager. And let's just say it was a horrible job.
Yeah, that's not good.
That does not sound good whatsoever.
No. Yeah. I actually quit. The manager called me up, see if I would work more hours, and I quit on that phone call and never came back in.
Gotcha.
Good for you.
'Cause I
Greg.
said, more hours? I said, how about no more hours?
More hours at the
I
worst job I've ever worked in my entire
Yes.
life.
I said,
No,
I'm
thank you.
done. I ain't coming back in. 'Cause I was working
Wow.
2 jobs at the time, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. So did I ever
Like-
tell you guys the story? So I used to work at Fazoli's. Do you guys know what Fazoli's is?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
you did tell us this story.
Did I tell you that story?
Yeah.
Why
With
I
your
got
friend?
it's the only job I have ever gotten fired from.
Well, let me just say this, Holly. If you're going to fist fight your friend on the counter of the restaurant and like make each other bleed, you probably deserve to get fired. I'm just saying.
You know, and okay, so the best part of it was her and I got into a fight. I never hit her. I was holding her down by her hair because she was like going crazy. And I was like, you need to knock it off. Like I was just holding her down. And the manager that ended up, separating us and telling us we're pretty much fired was so pissed off because he came outside and me and her were sitting there laughing together and and she is my best friend to this day. She is still my best friend. And that was the only job I ever got fired from.
So let me throw this out there.
Angry.
Holly and I have become friends on a different social media platform. And so I went back and looked at some really old pictures. There was something evil in your eyes when you were younger, Holly.
I'm
Wow.
telling you, I was not very
I'm telling you, there's something different in those eyes when you were younger. And I don't know, of course, it doesn't say how old you were, but I was like, I actually thought to myself when I saw it last night, that's the Holly that fist fought her best friend. Like, I guarantee you, that's the Holly that fist fought her best friend. I could see that 100%.
Dang.
Okay, so last question for
Giveaway.
500 Zach. You guys ready?
Yes.
First answer wins, so be ready. Name a kind of fish that it would be hard to flush down the toilet if it died.
Come on.
Meg.
Come on, Meg. Oh my gosh, if he doesn't get this, he's gonna be so pissed.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't get it. He didn't get it.
Oh no.
Seven
Just
won
like
it,
one.
Meg. However, okay, so seven.
What?
Maria,
7 actually
one.
said that before Meg did.
Just barely.
He's been saying shark all podcast.
Every single time he says shark, and he still got it second.
Oh
All right,
man.
so
Buffer.
John, Maria, Seven, and Meg, I will be reaching out to you guys for your wallet addresses.
Yeah, we're gonna keep doing this. So tune into Family Feud. So we're gonna have giveaways that tie into our podcast. And we'll have some more announcements about some other things that are coming up later when it comes to that. Because don't forget the 100th podcast is coming up in 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
Surprises.
Trying to find the intro here just so you know.
There you go. You found it.
I did finally.
That's
My fat
good.
finger found the right button.
All right, Cryptic Corner. I got a special one for Matt next week
Oh,
as a thank you.
request?
Thanks for what you. Yeah, we could call it a request.
There you
Just don't get us banned. We've worked really, really hard to get monetized. Don't get us banned.
No, it involves cats.
Oh,
Yeah, see?
have you
Can't
guys
ban a
ever seen
cat.
the movie Don't F with Cats or the documentary?
Nope.
Don't F with
No.
cat. No.
Seriously, it's
But-
actually very intriguing. So I
Oh.
highly recommend it. It's kind of hard to watch, but it's really good. So I recommend that. Okay, anyway, sorry.
It's kind of hard to watch.
My
but it's
curiosity has peaked. I'm gonna have to check it out now.
Seriously, do.
emotionally.
It's called Don't F with Cats.
Okay.
Don't F with cats. All right, so today's Cryptic Corner. So the thought is all the mountains, geography of the earth could potentially be the remains or the resting places of ancient dragons and giants. Like Himalayan salt, when they cut it up, looks like flesh, petrified flesh. Is that perhaps a giant that has died?
That's terrible. No, it's not.
We're all cannibals.
I knew that
Well.
Himalayan salt was no good.
I
But
knew it.
Hey.
I wiped that for years. Just buy me the
What-
regular table salt. I
Think
don't
Moana.
need giant blood.
The movie Moana, where the island lays down and comes alive,
I don't know
is that
that
based
movie.
off the ancient facts? I got a video, so if you want
Let's
Yeah.
do this
to
video.
pop me
No,
up.
let's see this.
So you want to know more about petrified giants or animals? That's good. That's real good. All right,
Sorry, Maria.
listen to this. So first, the meaning of petrified is when you change organic matter into a stony substance, a bit like this giant snake found in Thailand. You can tell this is not a natural rock formation because you can literally see the snake's scales. Many people struggle to believe in this because they don't believe that giants existed and they don't believe that animals could have grown that big. But let me ask you a question. What do you think this is? A natural rock formation? Come on, brother. Now the mainstream narrative says it takes a minimum of 5,000 years for something to be petrified. And the way this occurs is when something is buried underwater, buried under mud, or buried under volcanic ash, basically deprived from oxygen, which is all possible. Which leads me on to the second meaning of the word petrified, which is to make something so frightened it is unable to move. Oh my days, I believe that there once was a weapon that could turn organic matter into stone, a bit like the story of Medusa. Seeing such a weapon turn people into stone would also make you so frightened you was unable to move, hence the word petrified. Look at this titan found in Italy. It was almost as if somebody told him to stand in place, hold the bridge, and then he was petrified into stone. Like I said before, the eyes are useless when the mind is blind.
Don't you have a blind mind? And yes, Himalayan salt. It has an expiration date? Really?
Yes, it does.
Didn't know
So
that.
Meg put that out there.
Well, by law, that everything that is consumable, you have to have an expiration date.
Okay, but by science, and I'm not one of the people who believe the world's billions of years old, but by science, it's been around for millions of years, but it expires in February. That sucks. So yeah, it's
Yeah, I was.
just how it is, I
Hey.
guess. I don't know.
Okay, so
Remember
that
the
video
Titans.
was hard to watch, and the only reason why is
I heard you
because
laugh.
he's talking like this.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so I couldn't help but laugh at some
Ah.
of like the way he would say some of the things.
I heard you laughing. I heard you
But-
trying to hold it. But
That's scary to me.
you ever
I
seen
don't
how?
like it.
Look how much those rocks look like something.
People or actual one
Well,
of them
there's
looks
a-
like an elephant to me.
Yeah. Well,
So,
there's a lot more than that. Trust me. There's a lot more that looks
so
legit.
what would have caused all that to be petrified?
Super weapon,
A
the
super
Jamaican guy said.
cataclysmic event, a flood, a solar flash, a meteorite. I don't know.
Okay.
A scary super weapon like Medusa.
The Death Star.
Death Star, yeah.
And
I don't know. I don't like that one. It's just scary to me.
this one's kind of for Matt too, because he brought up the dragon by Antarctica.
Yeah.
It's
I've
been a
seen
hot
that.
topic this week. The last couple.
What?
Weeks.
Wait, what? What about Antarctica?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about this.
So you have to look into it, but if you get on Google Earth, you can. There's where South America meets Antarctica. There's a shape there that they say looks like a dragon.
Coming out of
And
the water.
It's like
I
an
want a
old
dragon.
dragon. Yeah, and there's actually somewhere where ice is melting and there's like red liquid pouring out of the ice. And they say it's like from iron deposits, but it's like blood red. And they're saying that it's like the leftovers from the blood of the dragon. That's as it
Aw,
thaws
poor
out, it's like
dragon.
coming out because the iron of the blood.
I would like a giant too.
You
I would
want
like
a
a
giant and a dragon?
Yes, and that would be amazing to have a giant and a dragon.
You're gonna
Giant
need a
dragon.
different house.
Yes, I need a bigger house.
You'd be the dragon queen,
Yes,
like on Game of Thrones.
Khaleesi.
Yes, I got a poster over right up above my computer.
Don't tell people that. We don't know.
But
what
it's
happens
true.
when the-
It's true,
when the camera goes
Oh,
off.
it's true.
That's
Oh, Josh.
crazy.
Read into that however you want. Great God, just saying.
Maria said
so.
there is a man in the mountain in New Hampshire. I've
Then you
never
go on a
heard
road
of
trip.
him.
Well,
You're
see,
right.
there we go. And this
Roger.
ties into all the like Devil's Tower, the old tree stumps that are super huge and petrified, that are
Yeah.
now like
Yeah.
mountains. It looks like they've been chopped down.
Oh, it does look like a man.
B50.
Would you
Bum.
let the dragon ride, or the giant ride the dragon?
Old man of the mountain.
I think the giant's
that
going to be
dragon's
able to
big
do
enough.
whatever he wants.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to stop him if he wants to
No,
go on a
here's-
dragon ride.
Do you guys believe in sorry, giants or dragons? Like
I really
you
do.
believe in them.
It's biblical.
I think they were there, yeah.
You can't say it's not in the Bible
Yeah.
because it is. So there's and the myth, ancient mythology, points to something.
Well, my thought is, I get you have an imagination and but the idea had to come from somewhere to even start from
Mhm.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Just like the Greek gods and, all of that. Like it had to come from something that's somewhat true for them to come up with these stories.
Where
Right.
the Nephilim are mentioned in Genesis, but they're only mentioned briefly. They're in other Dead Sea Scrolls that aren't included in the Bible. But
Caleb?
who was
That
that?
was the one.
Yeah,
Caleb
I was
came
gonna
back
ignore it,
last
but-
night playing poker.
Dang.
I spent
Yes.
my water out.
100% 7, love. Book of Enoch. Yep, that explains a lot. But yeah,
I'm gonna have
Caleb's
to
got an
listen
issue
back
with the
to this.
chairs.
My chair is squeaky today.
So
Oh,
he
was
says.
it your
That's-
chair?
Yeah, it was my chair.
Oh, I'm like,
That's what I would say too, even
Or
if it wasn't
he was-
my chair.
He was laughing so hard. You know what happens
Yeah,
after you
it
laugh
happens.
so hard?
Yeah.
oh, I was
An
taking
air
a drink
biscuit.
of water right when that happened. I was like,
Air biscuit, air biscuit.
oh,
Uh,
shit.
Fun times.
hey, But for real though, I do think there is a lot of truth behind the giants and things were bigger. You got your dinosaurs. You got just a bunch of stuff we don't even know.
I just wish
That's all.
dinosaurs still were around.
I'm still not
Me
sure
too.
I believe in dinosaurs.
Go to the Congo. They're probably still around.
Have you ever seen what they had? They gave somebody a cat skeleton and told them it was a dinosaur, and I had them draw what it looked like. Have you seen that video?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it looks like a dinosaur. It was a cat.
Yeah, they did it with like 4 or 5
Well-
different animals.
Yeah, so it's someone's imagination based on bone structures that they've got, because they gave them, like Caleb said, 4 or 5 different types of or animals that we have around now, and they
Yeah.
made them all look like dinosaurs. And the one that sticks out to me was the house cat. It was just a cat. It didn't look like a
So-
demon when that's how they got done drawing it, because they didn't know what it was.
So you're thinking some of these dinosaur bones could be cats?
No, I'm saying they could be something else. I'm not saying they look like what they tell
Well-
us they look like.
Regardless of what they are, they're huge. Either way,
Some of
they're
them,
big.
Big bones, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, big and big human bones. They've
Hmm.
found a lot of those,
Yeah.
like 20 feet or higher.
So apparently it's not awesome to be a giant because they don't exist anymore.
No,
All the short people breathing too much of their air.
yeah.
I agree
Sorry,
with
Caleb.
Kevin. I
Yeah.
want to know, we don't know what's at the bottom of that ocean. Ooh,
Touche.
I'd be
Yeah,
very
that's
scared.
why I don't like to
A
swim
lot
in
of
it.
room.
Yeah, me neither.
A lot of room.
I have a real hard time swimming in anything I can't see the bottom of. I just don't like that at all.
No.
Would you guys go on a cruise?
No.
What? Would I go on a cruise?
Yeah. Like if
Probably.
the ocean's so
In general-
big, would you want to go on a cruise?
So
Oh, I mean, I would go on a cruise. I'd sail
Why?
across it.
want to go on a cruise really bad, like really bad. However, I feel like there's a part of me who, when you get out into the ocean and I go onto that deck and I look and I can't see land, I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
And so I don't know
I
if
mean-
that will ruin my trip because I would freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Meg. Scuba diving at night. I'd do that.
Hell no.
That'd be fun. With
No.
some like glow sticks. Yeah.
Well, I was watching
No,
something
thank you.
yesterday, and there was a diver, he was in a cage with a shark, and they caught the shark, and the shark started going all wild and somehow got in the cage with the diver, and it was chaos. And the diver, finally, he was in the corner where the shark, I guess, couldn't go down to
Oh.
get him.
Yeah.
And then he swims up, and he was like, "That was a rush." That was
Yeah.
not me. No.
Just
Yeah,
slid my pants.
Couldn't even get out of the cage, and somehow the shark got in it. Yeah, I saw that too. That would be like, nope.
No, thank
I'll
you.
look from
I don't even
above.
remember what I was watching, but it was yesterday when I saw it. Damn, that's gonna drive me crazy. But yeah,
Be
it
a
was insane.
pucker- That'd be a pucker moment for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've kept these guys long enough. Let's put this thing to bed. All right, so when we come to this part of the podcast, it's something new that we started last week, but this is where we're just going to kind of our last closing thoughts and things like that. Guys, for me, I'm going back to Kenny. I love you. I'm praying for you, and we're wishing you the best. You need anything, just let us know.
We're here.
Yeah, congratulations to all the winners today. I hope you guys had a good time. We are going to start next week a little bit later than normal, I think. We'll get all the details out there, but it'll only maybe be an hour and a half later than normal. We'll get those details to you. But we appreciate you tuning in. Have a great week.
Oh, I got something for Meg.
Okay.
Let's put this to bed. So I got something to add.
Okay.
The Challenger, okay, the people that died on the Challenger mission.
Mhm.
Just go Google where those people are at today,
That's
where
a
they're living today.
rabbit hole.
Just
Yeah.
rabbit hole,
That's a
throwing
big
it out
rabbit
there.
hole.
There you go. That's for Meg.
All right. Guys, have a great week and God bless.
Be kind.